I absolutely love Call of Duty Zombies. I started my journey with BO3, which means that the first map I got to play was Shadows of Evil, and oh my god, to say that I was confused and absolutely clueless would be an understatement. I had no idea how to open Pack-a-Punch or get the Apothicon servant, or do really anything on that map. But something about the atmosphere of that map, about the challenge that it offered, hooked me. I wanted to learn more about it. I wanted to master it. So I went on YouTube and started watching a lot of tutorials on how to do this and how to get that. And slowly but surely, Shadows of Evil turned from a very confusing experience into a very enjoyable one. It hooked me on zombies. It hooked me so well that I went on and bought the Season Pass and the Zombies Chronicles DLC. And then I went on to get every single Black Ops game that came after that. I got BO4 and Cold War and BO6. I wanted to get the same feeling I got while playing on the iconic maps of BO3. Maps like Der Eisendrache or Shadows of Evil or Gorokrovi. I would say that BO4 was okay. It made a lot of changes, but at least it still felt like zombies, which sadly cannot be said about the recent games we got, like Cold War and BO6. These games just don't feel like zombies anymore. So what happened? What changes did Treyarch make that resulted in the loss of the identity of the zombies mode? Let's find out. Number 1. The armor plates. You see, back in BO3, each map had a buildable shield that you would go around the map collecting its parts, and then you would go to a buildable stable to build it. Each of these shields had a unique look and function that fit the theme of the map it was on. Take for example, the God of Fafnir. It was on a map filled with dragons, so when it came to its looks, it's heavily inspired by the dragons. And when it comes to its function, well, it shoots out fireballs. So basically, you got a dragon for a shield. Same goes for the rocket shield on Shadows of Evil. As the name suggests, it's a rocket shield. It launches you at zombies so you can absolutely demolish them. Each shield felt unique and special to the map it was on. Even the Zetsubou no Shima shield, although it really had no special ability, it still looked unique to the map it was on, with all these plants grown all over it. Now, look at what we have in BO6 and Cold War. Simply, we have Warzone armor plates. Going from shields that were unique and special to each map, with each shield having a unique look and function, to just armor plates is a huge downgrade that hurts the immersion and atmosphere of the game. Each time I press G to put on the armor plates, I just feel like I'm playing a zombified version of Warzone, and not the immersive zombies mode that I fell in love with. Number 2. The salvage system. First introduced in Cold War and slightly modified in BO6, the salvage system has two main functions. Number 1 is buying score streaks. Score streaks that are just copied and pasted from multiplayer, with only just one score streak being unique to zombies, which is the mutant injector. What it does is that it transforms you into a mangler, and that's great. It actually feels like it belongs in zombies. The problem is, all the other score streaks just don't feel like they belong in zombies at all. Whenever I use them, again, I just feel like I'm playing some zombified version of multiplayer. Solving this problem could have been really easy. They could have added more score streaks that were unique to zombies. Maybe another injection that would turn you into an amalgam or an abomination or even a doppelgast. Something that felt unique to zombies and would differentiate these score streaks from the ones in multiplayer. You see, Zombies is not a stranger to taking mechanics from multiplayer. I mean, in BO3, they took the specialist weapon system and added it into Zombies. But here is where we see the difference. Because unlike BO6, they actually put in the effort to make the specialist weapons they added feel unique and feel like they belong in the zombies mode. You have, for example, something like the Apothecon Sword or the Skull of Nansapwe. These weapons are not in multiplayer, and they feel like they were designed with zombies specifically in mind. So if the score streak system is to continue in BO7, and it most likely will, let's be honest, I hope that they start adding more unique score streaks to zombies, and not just use the multiplayer score streaks. Now, the second use for the salvage system is to upgrade weapon rarity. Now, I really don't know or understand why weapon rarity exists in the game. Like, is it there to make Fortnite players feel at home, to give them some sense of familiarity? I don't know. All I know is that this system just does not belong in zombies. I just miss the days when I would just buy a weapon off the wall or get a weapon out of the mystery box and actually have that weapon be useful for sometimes even up to round 20. Without having to worry about its damage fall off. However, if you try to do something similar in BO6, to just go and get a low rarity weapon and try to headshot some zombies on something like round 15 or even lower, you're going to have a very hard time just killing a few zombies. The weapon rarity system just really didn't solve any problem that was there. It kind of created a problem and offered you the solution at the same time. This system just didn't need to be in zombies at all. In my opinion, the only way to increase weapon damage should be the Pack-a-Punch system and nothing else. And for the ammo mods, they should just return to the Pack-a-Punch machine. I also don't like seeing salvage and grenades and tactical equipment scattered all over the ground. It just makes me feel like I'm playing a looter-shooter, not zombies. The only thing that should drop from zombies are the power-ups, and that's it. Now, I believe these two changes, being the armor plates and the salvage system, have been implemented for the sake of accessibility, to give a sense of familiarity to multiplayer and Warzone players when they start getting into the mode, to give them an easier and smoother experience. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all for more players enjoying the game. However, the problem is that these changes have negatively impacted the identity of the mode itself and made zombies, well, just feel less like zombies and more like a blend of multiplayer and Warzone, with some zombies sprinkled on top. Number 3. The field upgrades. While I do not hate the field upgrade system, I can't help but feel it's a downgrade compared to the specialist weapon system we had in BO3 and even BO4. You see, the purpose of the field upgrades is to get you out of a tight spot or to kill zombies, which is a good thing. However, the specialist weapons in BO3 and BO4 did the same thing, but in a much cooler way. I mean, would you rather kill zombies with something like the Energy Minefield upgrade, or would you rather use something like the Gauntlet of Siegfried or the Path of Sorrows? The specialist weapons in BO3 were unique to each map. Like, one of the reasons that you wanted to play on a specific map was to use that map's unique specialist weapon. So, by completely removing these specialist weapons, you negatively impact the replayability of these maps and their uniqueness. Number 4. The repeated special enemies. You see, back on BO3 and BO4, and the games that came before them, a lot of the maps had their unique special enemies, such as the Margwa on Shadows of Evil, the Thrashers on Zetsubo, or the Werewolves on Dead of the Night. That helped make each map feel unique and stand out from the other maps. Nowadays, it's very rarely that we get a new special enemy, and if we got one, it will be overused on the maps that come after that, to a degree that you would actually end up hating the sight of that special enemy. Take the Amalgam, for example. It was first introduced on Terminus. You would think that they would try to make this enemy unique and special by just making it an exclusive to Terminus. But that's not what happened. Treyarch went on and used the amalgam on 3 other maps that came after Terminus. They did the same thing with the Doppelgast that was introduced in Citadel Daymore. They added it to the 2 DLC maps that came after, along with the amalgam. And oh my god, don't even get me started on the Mangler. They just need to retire him at this point, like, give lil bro the rest he deserves. Same goes for special rounds. Again, back on BO3, a lot of the maps had a unique special round, such as the Valkyries on Gorokrovi or the Spiders on Zetsubo. Now, we have 6 maps in BO6. 4 of them have the same special round, which is the Parasites. I really don't wish to see the Parasites again for a very long time. The problem is, all this repetition just makes each map feel less unique and more like the maps that came before it. And this just kills the excitement players have for the release of a new Zombies map and hurts its replayability. Having a unique special enemy on each map is no less important than having a unique wonder weapon. Number 5. The Operators. Again, in BO3 and BO4 and the games that came before them, each of the characters you played as felt unique and different in their own special way. They were always entertaining and funny. Each character reacted to the situation differently, according to their personality. When Richtofen or Nikolai or Dempsey or Takeo talked, you listened, because they usually had something interesting to say, something that would make you laugh, something that would give you a better understanding of the story, or sometimes even give you a hint to help you while playing the map. Now, if you look at the operators we have in Cold War or BO6, the difference is night and day. The Cold War and BO6 operators, although I would like to give BO6 some credit for bringing back a Zombies crew, but sadly I can't help but feel that these characters are really bland and lack any kind of personality. They usually repeat the same 3 or 4 lines of dialogue and that's it. They just get really stale really quickly, and you lose any interest in listening to what they have to say. Now, I'm not asking that Treyarch brings back the OG characters, but all I'm asking is that the same effort that went into the OG characters, the same effort that made them interesting and likable, be also put in these new characters. I want to like these new characters, although most likely BO6 will be the last time we see them, and BO4 will probably introduce a new crew. I heard some rumors saying that it's going to be the OG characters again. I don't know. Whatever it is, I just want to feel interested in the characters I'm playing as again. Okay, so this is Editing Me, and it's been officially announced that BO7 will have 8 playable characters, including the Requiem crew and the new, I don't know what to call them, Ultimus or Primus crew, you know, Richtofen, Nikolai, and all these people. So yeah, we will have 8 playable characters in BO7. Number 6. The maps. Now, last but definitely not least are the maps themselves. The atmosphere and attention to detail that was present in the Zombies maps up to BO4 is just not there anymore. While the maps we got in BO6 are certainly a step up from the atrocities that we got in Cold War, which were mostly just lazy campaign ripoffs. And I will also give some credit to Treyarch for trying to put in some effort with Terminus when it came to the atmosphere. However, sadly BO6 maps just fade in comparison to any of the maps that were released up to BO4. Just compare the atmosphere of any of BO6's maps to the atmosphere of something like Shadows of Evil, or Zetsubo no Shima, or Blood of the Dead. There is just no comparison there. These maps are absolutely better when it comes to atmosphere. Now, before I destroy Liberty Falls, I would like to say that I actually enjoy the map. It's not a bad map. It's an easy and accessible map that is there mainly for beginners. Usually when I have a friend that is new to Zombies, this is the only map on BO6 that I choose for us to play on. It's not a bad map. However, it absolutely sucks when it comes to atmosphere. And the sad thing is that we have had many maps set in daytime before. Take for example something like Tag der Toten, 9, Gorokrovi. If before BO6 released and you'd shown me this map and you told me that this was a multiplayer map, I would 100% believe you and would absolutely refuse to believe that it was a zombies map. The art direction and writing have sadly taken a step backwards, and it's sad because we have seen what Treyarch is capable of. These people can absolutely cook something amazing if they wanted to. I don't know. Is it that maybe the budget going into Zombies Now have been reduced, since the Zombies content now is free for everybody? Or maybe it's because some of the talented people that have brought us the masterpieces that were the BO3 maps have left Treyarch. Maybe it's a mix of both. I don't know. Whatever it is, the result is just sad to look at. Seeing zombies fall from glory and lose its identity is just heartbreaking.